Chloe and welcome back to my channel, but not sponsored, but today I'm going to be talking about something that I've never done before, and that is rent out an all-terrain action chair at my local Georgia State Park. So I am super excited to get into this video, and on that note, we're going to get started. I am going to be going through just the backstory of the chair, my experience like going through the whole process, and then the pros and cons. And basically the backstory is there is a girl, her name is Aimee Copeland, and when she lives in Georgia, and when she was 24, she was out zip lining with her fam. Whether it was in Georgia or not, I don't know. But anyways, when you go zip lining, you have to meander through woods. I should know because I've done it before. And she developed a form of a flesh-eating bacteria virus. And basically, she had to have her arms and legs yeeted off her body. So her legs were amputated past the knee. And then one of her arms was completely amputated. And then the other one was amputated only at the elbow. And basically her and her family started a foundation where they bring all-terrain action chairs to Georgia State Parks at no cost to a disabled individual. You just have to have a physical disability. And if you don't know the whole story, I will link it in the description, and also I will link the foundation, because in case if anyone wants to donate money, and the more money you donate equals the more chairs that can be added to more parks in the state. But basically what I had to do, so my mom had heard about this on the Webernet, and then I had heard about it on the Webernet. And I heard about it first, then my mom did. I'm like, okay, I should sign up. And I went online, and I went on the Georgia State Parks website, and it was kind of hidden, which doesn't really surprise me, because that's, when companies try to be inclusive, that's, they have stuff on there, but it can be hidden. And it told me that everything I needed to do before I registered, just to be sure that I was comfortable with doing all that. And they said that regardless of how old you are, whether you're 2 or 92, you have to have an able-bodied buddy. So that could be like your mom or your dad if they're not like disabled with like a physical disability. And also, if you're under the age of 16, someone from the Georgia State Parks, like volunteer buddies that they coordinate with this program, have to go with you and your buddy. And you also have to wear a helmet, but you have to bring and buy your own helmet. And no, they didn't offer it at the gift shop where I was, just as an FYI. Basically, they told me what state parks offered the chairs, and there was one close to my house, so I'm like, yay. So basically, they're only accepting people with physical disabilities, so like spina bifida, spinal cord injury, amputation, cerebral palsy. They do not accept people such as depression, autism, anything that just isn't physical, like those. And the process was super simple and straightforward from there, but I had to show proof that I was disabled, and it could be a handicap placard, or I had a follow-up note from my neurosurgeon, and they accepted that. And also, you and your buddy have to provide identification in the form of a government ID, a passport, or a driver's license. And you had to send this all to a specific email address, and within 2 days, they got back to me. I should also mention this too, but if you, after this whole process, if you want somebody else to go with you other than your typical buddy, then they must also go through the same exact process. Like 2 days later, they approved of my request, and they gave me some instructions and told me to download the Learning app, and they also gave me a link to register for the all-terrain access chair classroom and to make an account. So basically I downloaded the Learning app, and then I made an account and signed up for the all-terrain access chair classroom. So this is the Learning app, and I'm going to click on the All-Terrain Georgia Action Chair Classroom, and these are the videos that you see. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to pick a random one, and with that, you can see that the videos are no longer than like 3 minutes, and they're very short, and they're in bursts. And my buddy and I had to watch all the videos, and the videos were like little blips, and they were broken into different parts, like how to do like turn off and on the wheelchair, how long you could go out with it until you need to turn around and head back, how long the battery will last, etc. And at the end, you click take my exam, and you and your buddy will both take the exam together, and then you'll screenshot your results and send it to the email that you set your identification to. And if you need accommodations for the exam, you have to also go to that email and let them know. But the exam is not timed, and at the end they tell you what you got wrong and got right. And after that, within like a day or two, I got another email, and so my buddy and I got our certificates. And for those of y'all that cannot see, it's got like a dark green and then some light green and some gold swooshes. And it's got the Aimee Copeland Foundation logo up here and the All-Terrain Georgia logo here. And it says All-Terrain Georgia Annual Certificate of Completion, Chloe Stitch. You have successfully completed the proper certification course and passed the course, which allows you the holder, for a period of 1 year, to make reservations for an action track chair to be utilized through the Aimee Copeland Foundation and All-Terrain Georgia at participating Georgia Department of Natural Resources properties. All applicable rules and regulations must be followed at all times. And then you and your buddy will get certificate numbers, and I'm not going to show mine because I don't want some rando being able to, reserve a chair that doesn't need it. And basically mine is just a number, and then my mom's has a B in front of it, and then her string of numbers to prove that she's a buddy. You want to be able to keep these somewhere. You can print them off, secure them for your records. It does not come laminated. I chose to laminate ours. And they will also give you a link to be able to register for a chair, as well as a password to be able to get into the portal to register. And I will say, yes, the chair rental is free. However, you have to pay to get inside the park. You have to register for a chair at most 72 days in advance. Anything later than that, they won't take. And basically, you click what park you want to go to, you click your day and time, you type in your information, and then you type in you and your buddy's certificate numbers, your email, and your phone number. And then the phone number and the email, because A, they have the right to cancel due to inclement weather or something bad happens to the park, like a bombing or something. And B, with the email, they'll let you know the day before you use the chair. They'll give you some information. They'll tell you that you signed up for a chair at this particular time, and they'll tell you where to go to check out the chair. Now, every park is different, but for my local park, I went to the visitor center because that's where they had it. And other places may have you go elsewhere, like some of them may have you check it out at the museum, or there may be like a dining hall with an information center inside, just stuff like that. And after we did all that, I went there, and the way my state park local one works is they have the visitor center with a gift shop, and then there's like a covered hallway, and in that covered hallway they had the chair. So this is the chair that I am going to be using. And it seems like there's already like, oh, there's a backpack on here. As you can see, there are the wheels. And then this is like the control panel. The other side's control panel for the buddy. And there's even a horn to get people to move. I find that hilarious. And that's the harness strap. And then I don't know what that is. Maybe to put a fishing pole. And then again, backpack. And that's basically it. And we checked in at the visitor center, so everything was super easy, and it was a super easy process to get started. And I went into the gift shop, and I told them that I was checking out a chair, and they pulled up my information, and my mom and I both gave the lady our IDs, and then she gave us a waiver for us to sign. And meanwhile, she made copies of our IDs, and after she made copies, we handed back our waivers, and I was good to go. And this woman was very knowledgeable about all of it, because some companies, when they try to be inclusive, you ask someone and they're like, but they knew what they were doing. So that made me very, very happy. So this is me. As you can see, my mom's taking footage. You can see her shadow, but this is me using the chair and just basically going on a seated hike. And you can see that my JanSport adaptive backpack is on the back, which there'll be a little eye in the corner, and I actually did a review on this backpack, and you will be able to take a look at it. But as you can see, I am navigating through some pretty narrow dirt paths with this, because again, it's an all-terrain wheelchair and you can use it on all terrain. And here's a little blip of me riding the chair again. And as you can see, the path is a little bit narrow, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to be able to stay on the path because of how narrow it is and how big the chair is. So this is me going on the bridge with my all-terrain chair that I rented out. And as you can see, there are going to be some times where I actually move the back of the chair. I elevate it a little bit or rock it forward or backwards just to be able to go up and down the bridge so that I don't fall. With the one video, our chair did get stuck. And the thing is that they tell you not to go off the beaten path because that'll disturb wildlife. However, the path was so narrow that that was the only way we could do it, is if we skirted around just a little bit. And we ended up being okay. Beforehand, I was trying to go forward to propel the chair up like the hill and stuff, and I ran over my mom's foot. She's like, ow, ow, my foot. She's like, my foot, Chloe, my foot. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I propelled forward again, thinking, I would get off her foot, but I didn't. And she's like, my foot, backwards. So I went backwards, and I'm laughing because she laughed at it. But when she got home, she had like a bruise, and you could see the tread from the wheelchair. But that was like a con. But the pro is that they knew what they were doing. And like, for instance, I kind of knew like how to like click myself in, but I didn't know how to adjust the straps, and the woman helped me. And another pro is with the Learning app, you can basically like look at all the videos again and again, even when you're out like using the all-terrain access chairs, which is a huge plus. That way, if you ever forget what to do, you have that. And also, a buddy that goes with you has to have a cell phone in the event that something happens and they need help. And overall, I really liked the experience as a disabled person. I loved it. And I hope all Georgia state parks and every park here can get an all-terrain chair so we can experience it all. But that's basically it. I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. And I'm gonna link Aimee Copeland's story, the foundation, as well as how to reserve your chair in the description box. So see you guys.